Okay. First question will come from Rick Stroud.
Hey, Bruce, just wanted to ask you, it's hard to know, who's taking a maintenance day and who's not, but I think I saw where you said you've had some players come down with COVID. We know a few of them, but anybody right now, or how do you guys sit with that? It's going around with other teams as well.
No, we're good. We don't have anything. No problems whatsoever.
Okay.
Next, we'll go to John Ledyard.
Hey, Bruce, those absences today, didn't see Steve McClendon out there or Ndamukong Suh or Carlton Davis. Those guys just excused today?
Yes.
Thank you.
Next, we'll go to Greg Allman. If any media have questions, please raise your hand.
Hey, Bruce, as it looks this Saturday, you talked about starters playing a half. How flexible is that? You go in expecting to do that, or could it change if things go well the first drive or two?
I mean, it could always change, but I want to get some good work in. It's a long time before we play, and we need game speed. We haven't had any yet.
As it relates to the last couple roster decisions, how close are you guys? I mean, is it 5 jobs that are still up for grabs? Is it 1 or 2?
Well, you got 16 practice squad jobs that are really important. Roster spots, it's hard to say. There's 3 or 4 guys still fighting.
Thank you.
You bet.
Next, we'll go to Joey Knight.
Coach, it just appears that Mike Evans has had a really outstanding camp, and it doesn't look like he's missed a day. Could you just speak to his camp performance?
Yeah, don't jinx him because, he's had hamstring problems in the past, but he came back in great shape, and he's had a hell of a preseason so far.
Has he had a maintenance day?
No, he's too young.
Okay.
We'll go back to Rick Stroud.
Bruce, we know you're the coach them hard and hug them up later guy, but you probably not coached many harder than Tanner Hudson this camp anyway. We're going to get you a chance to talk to him. I guess the good news is if you're talking about him, that means you have high hopes for a player, right? I mean, we know you want him to block better, but just what's your take on Tanner and sort of, why you've been very honest about some of his shortcomings?
Yeah, I mean, ever since we've been here, he's been able to catch the ball, and he gives our defense fits. And on the card team, when he's had opportunities in ball games, they haven't quite been the same. And I want to see him do it something besides the preseason and do something besides just catch the ball. He's not a wide receiver; he's a tight end. So you got to be able to block a little bit. And but just seeing him grow in that regard and be physical presence on special teams with his size and his speed.
And that, I mean, that tight end room, how do you feel about it overall? I mean, with OJ coming back and obviously Cody McElroy has played really well too.
Yeah, it's a great room. I mean, OJ's going to get there. He's still rusty, but when Cam was out there, it was like, whoa, we got a bunch of tight ends, And then when Cam's missing, it's like we're still good. And it's a solid room. Yeah, I'm really pleased with that room.
Next, we'll go to John Ledyard.
Bruce, Mike Edwards kind of played free safety mostly for you guys last year, and now it's looking like you expect to have Jordan Whitehead back, but he's been playing some, moving around, playing more in the box. Do you feel like his versatility is improved to the point where you feel pretty comfortable with him at any safety spot?
Yeah, I mean, our safeties are so interchangeable in the way we play defense. It's not like one guy's always in the deep middle or deep half. So, yeah, I mean, Mike's got that flexibility to play both. All 3 or 4 of our safeties have to be able to do both.
Robert Hainsey's out there today a little bit. Are you feeling pretty good about him being able to make his debut Saturday?
Yeah, he should be ready to roll. Just barring no setbacks during the week.
Thank you.
Next, we'll go to Steve Isbitz.
Coach, is Joe Tryon still in the mix to play a lot of special teams, or at some point do you not want to risk a guy who's that talented?
Hell no. Seattle plays all their starters on special teams. I mean, there's a bunch of teams that starters play on special teams, let alone backups. He's gonna play his ass off on special teams.
And how did you evaluate Tyler Johnson the other night?
I thought he was pretty solid. There's he had a couple plays where I thought his experience level would have changed and helped us a little bit on that 4th and 1 where we went quick. He should have been able to help Jalen on that blocking scheme a little bit. He's been there so many times in that situation, but Tyler's coming along fine.
Thanks.
We have time for a few more. Next, we'll go to Greg Auman.
It's to the 53. I know you kind of have those typical defaults for how many you keep at each position. Is there one position or positions where the depth has been the most compelling to carry someone extra right now?
Yeah, not really. I mean, there's just so many you can keep, you know. I mean, we could keep 8 receivers and be happy as hell, but we'd be really short at other positions. Same thing with those tight ends but inside backer, outside backer, safety, corner, you know, there's going to be 10 of them one way or another, whether it's 10 of DBs or it's 10 linebackers. So special teams is still going to decide all that.
Thanks, Bruce.
Mm-hmm.
And the last question will come from Rick Stroud.
Because we talked about the slot receiver and just what Godwin gives you in the run game in terms of blocking. Do you got anybody else that can do it to any, level? Like, I think Tyler was in there a couple times, and we just mentioned Johnson. I mean, is there somebody like that? Do you think he could do it eventually?
Tyler can do it easily. Yeah, he's done it last year. You know, I mean, there's only one Chris. I mean, Chris blocks like a tight end. I mean, to get wide receivers to block like Tyler does, you're really happy. But I think Travis Johnson is a guy in the future that might be another guy that's got the size and the physicality to go in there and do that as a wideout.
Thanks.
All right, that's all we have time for. Appreciate you taking the time, Coach.
Thanks, guys.